find out how he experienced the tremor. I'm sorry, sir. I'm going to have to ask you to just give me your... all right, Brent Clark Palmer. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, Brent. How was it for you? How did you experience this moment?
Organizing cleanup efforts. I mean, Ridgecrest is really good about people checking on their neighbors, but some of the civic hubs, like the museum and the library, needed help reshelving and getting to a place where they could open again. And I'm president of the charity which supports the library. I have to get in a plug for the Friends of the Ridgecrest Branch Library. And so we met in the parking lot, and we had about 60 volunteers who helped us put the museum and put the library back together. So that was all day, and I came home, and I was on my bed. I was, preparing to relax, and a little bit, tired. And then it started, and fortunately, because I put my focus on things outside my own space, everything was still on the ground from the last one, so I knew I would be okay. But I have to say that,
So you started feeling this, you were laying in bed?
Oh, yeah. I've been feeling them while I've been waiting to talk to you. The aftershocks never end. Aftershocks are a way of life here now. And even when you don't feel them, your stomach feels a little sick from the ground moving.
It's interesting you should mention that. I experienced an earthquake and some significant aftershocks myself, both standing up and laying in bed, and absolutely, it does make you feel a little queasy after a while.
A little seasick, yeah. Or maybe like you're on a horse and buggy or something like that.
So when the big one hit, the 7.1 quake, which is now being called the main event, how did that feel?
Well, fortunately, like I say, because I was in a space where it was my bed and everything that had fallen had already fallen, I have to say I didn't. But I have to. This is what I want to say. It's how you feel afterwards. Right. It's like, well, why is this happening to us? And I'm an optimistic person, and I immediately thought, what's my catchphrase for this? We are unbowed. We are unbowed by what's going on here. And I immediately organized another volunteer meeting for next Monday morning, when hopefully we'll get some space from these aftershocks, and we'll look at, once again, reshelving in the library and putting things back in the museum, and now that we have this volunteer group, we've had the other local institutions interested in utilizing us. The schools are.
Brent, I'll say one thing real quick, that your catchphrase that you say, we're unbowed. I mean, having been through an earthquake myself, you're a courageous man, because when the forces of nature are unleashed, in my experience, it makes you feel very vulnerable.
Well, I had 20 years with my ex-wife, so I'm fine.
We'll move. I beg your pardon. We'll move on to the earthquake.
She was a force of nature, I can tell you that. But what I want Ridgecrest people to know is, we'll get through this, and I have to say, these big tragedies, like you've been through them, you find that you have people express love toward you that you didn't expect, and you find that people want to help, everybody wants to help, and so it's just creating a space where people can help, and making sure that they can heal, and helping gives you meaning for what's happening. When you help other people, it creates a context around the tragedy or the chaos and like you say, what you can't control.
And how are the people around you, Brendan? And I don't just mean the people in your group, and I appreciate that you're giving it meaning. I've also spoken to people this evening who were terrified. So I'm just wondering what sense you're getting of how people experience this.
Well, I'm very active in the community as a charity guy, and I do see all those feelings expressed even when there aren't earthquakes. There are people who, don't like the way things are going, or don't like the way don't like a certain taco or something. There's always going to be people who freak out and who are negative. I'm just not that way.
Are you speaking to us from your house?
I am.
And do you intend to stay there tonight? Are you going to sleep in your house? Do you feel safe?
Yeah. I mean, like I say, for me, this earthquake is defined for me not by buildings falling over, but by every building in town being shaken like a cookie box, and everything that can fall off the shelves has fallen off the shelf. Everything.
Yeah, and we've seen pictures of that. We're seeing pictures of a pool shaking in a way that, frankly, you just wouldn't expect. I'm hearing voices behind you. If
an earthquake could have a personality, that would be it. And so in my space, I haven't put anything back, so I'm not worried about something falling on me.
No, I think, and to be honest, if I listen to the USGS and what they've been telling us, there are going to be so many aftershocks, and you're feeling them, obviously, that it's not worth putting things back on shelves right now. I'm hearing voices. Are there children?
No, I don't know where that's coming from. It might just be my cell phone.
Oh, okay. It might also just be the video that we're playing.
Yeah.
So you're not putting anything back on shelves yet. But let me ask you this.
And we're delaying cleanup efforts for a few days.
Sure.
Yeah.
And let me ask, did you have power? Do you still have power?
Yeah, I have a friend who was in the fires in Los Angeles, and in the one neighborhood fire where it ate up house after house, and his was skipped. And I don't know whether I'm experiencing that kind of luck that he has, but I have cell phone, I have internet, I have water, and whatever the other ones are.
You have everything. Look, you're one of the lucky ones. We've been speaking to authorities of Kern County, and they were telling me that almost 1,400 people are without power. And so it just depends where you are in the city. We have teams that are near the hospital where they don't have power. So it just depends. But I also spoke to residents who sit slightly above Ridgecrest, and they're fine. They were basically bystanders to the whole thing. So it just depends where you are, and some people got lucky, others didn't. Tomorrow's the weekend, so people weren't going to go to work for most people anyway. What do you expect things to be like tomorrow?
So you understand I'm very active with the library, so I just can speak to say we were going to open tomorrow. We had everything pristine and perfect. The staff were amazing, and now we won't open tomorrow.
Sure.
It's not going to open tomorrow. So, and I'm sure that's true a lot of places. And it is, even for a person like me who tries to stay positive, it's very discouraging.
And Brent, just tell me this, and I know you've been cool as a cucumber during this whole thing, but are you afraid about the possibility of an even bigger earthquake?